Warning. The following video contains strong language that some viewers may find offensive or disturbing.
What is something other people do that bothers you? When people talk obsessively about themselves. Have you ever been trapped in a convo where the person just non-stop talks about themselves? It's not a conversation. It's glorified campaign boost for the other person. I hate that. Or when in a convo with someone. They talk and the minute you say anything, they completely ignore it and/or find someone else to talk at. Disrespect things that don't belong to them. We should be trying to leave things better than we found them, but instead people are so self-absorbed. My roommate did this with my car and car stereo. I let him drive once and forbade him from using my car ever again. I would have let him use it when I wasn't using it if he didn't speed, hit the curb, and blow out one speaker. He's a jackass. Yay, my sister-in-law used to use my car for a bit because she was living with me and one day my aux cord plug-in wouldn't work. She claimed she didn't do anything to it but was last to use the car. I looked at it and the aux cord was broke off into the plug-in and was stuck and couldn't get it out. She still said it must have been her friend that was with her, as if that made a difference. That's only one thing she broke and never replaced. Some people are just selfish assholes. Take pleasure in making someone else feel embarrassed or ashamed. I hate this with a passion too. I don't care if someone makes a boneheaded move, I want to help them fix it or learn better. It seems like it takes a special kind of insecure sadist to mock people for making a mistake. Or when people ask questions that they genuinely want the answer to, and they're made to feel dumb about it. This always astounds me. How does one ever expect anyone to learn? I feel like people forget they once had to be taught as well. Cut people off while driving and fail to use their turning signal. Not only is it dangerous and increases the chance of an accident, but it also requires very little effort to not do. Talk behind people's backs, and take out their problems on people who've done nothing wrong. Not washing your hands after using a public bathroom really bugs the shit out of me. Especially in places where we touch a lot of things: casino, hotel, restaurant. I stopped someone in the gym toilets once and told him to wash his hands. He just looked sheepish and came back without making any eye contact. So grim to think he'd be going machine to machine spreading his grim hands around. Walking in massive groups on sidewalks and jogging paths. I get that you wanted to walk together as a whole group, but please understand people are behind you trying to get by. Bully. Making someone feel bad about themselves. It doesn't benefit the bully in any way, and I fail to understand why people do it. People usually bully because making someone feel bad makes them feel good. As if they're not worth nothing. Since the bully is worth less than them. Usually a result of trauma, abuse, neglect, or being bullied themselves. Either in the past or at the moment. Let their kids run wild and disrupt everyone else because you can't be bothered to tell them no. You must be talking about the people in the apartment next to me. She has 3 kids and they can be heard running around and screaming at all hours. Had to call our courtesy officer a couple nights ago at 3:30 a.m. Asking you a yes/no question. Then acting offended when you say no. Edit. Holy shit. I wasn't expecting to be so relatable. It was awfully confusing that things were yes/no questions as a kid but actually were not. Then later claimed I didn't have to if I didn't want to. But if I complained I didn't want to, it was actually mandatory? It made no sense. This becomes a problem raising kids. We get used to politely asking people for things we'd like them to do which would normally receive a positive response. May you pass me the ketchup please? Isn't normally met with resistance, but it's more polite than pass me the ketchup please. Because you're not being demanding. Cue raising kids. And at 3, yo, it's my darling daughter. Would you like to come get dressed so we can go out? No, shit. We are actually leaving so she doesn't really have a choice. But my dumbass asked and didn't tell. Now she thinks she has a choice in the matter. And it's gonna become a battle. It's an annoying habit to break. assuming what I'm going to say and interrupt me before I'm even halfway through my sentence. My wife does this. Oh hey, I was going to tell you. This weekend, yeah, your mom wants us to come visit. No, let me finish. We need to go grocery shopping this weekend. Fuck it. You go grocery shopping with my mom. I'll take Jim this weekend to eat at that restaurant you keep wanting to try. It's literally the only thing we fight about. She can't shut her mouth long enough to let me finish my sentences. Get aggressive over other people's opinions. Discussion is fine, but don't clog my Reddit DMs PLZ. What kind of opinions are people DMing you about? I've made a lot of opinionated comments that got downvoted to hell. But almost no one ever DMs me about them. I once had an anime fan berate me through like 30 consecutive DMs because I said I didn't enjoy anime and that I would rather watch Game of Thrones to fulfill my fantasy needs. He sent me an entire fucking essay on why GOT is an objectively bad show and that I don't actually dislike anime. But just haven't found the right one yet. I tried to engage him with civil conversation, stating that I've watched almost every show he recommended and they just weren't my cup of tea. He then proceeded to personally insult me and spam my inbox, licking their finger before handing a paper to me from a stack or before counting out money to me. That's just nasty. Replying all unnecessarily on emails. I don't need to know that you received the schedule for the week. Cheryl, I don't need to hear you congrats on Megan from another department who I've never even met's minor promotion. I get well over 30 unnecessary emails from this a day. This one grad student in my department always accidentally hits reply all and the follows up with another reply all email saying, please ignore that last email. Hit reply all by accident. PLs no, you're making it worse. Motherfuckers that sound like a humpback whale exhaling through their blowhole every damn time they take a drink. Bully and make comments to other people in public because they're different to them. Leave them the hell alone. They're not bothering anyone. Why does their sexuality, gender, dress sense etc. bother you so much? It makes me so angry. I can't stand when people say, excuse you, edit to clarify, when accidentally colliding with someone or getting too close. In my own personal experience, these individuals are never seen taking responsibility for their own invasions of other people's personal space and seem to never use excuse me instead. Do their parents teach them this? I don't usually see it in isolated incidents but serially as if they don't even know the proper phrase. I've made up my mind next time I get you should watch where you're going. You should put a dick in your mouth and see what happens. Last time I got it was definitely not deserved, so fuck that. When you simply didn't hear what somebody said and they repeat it super slow and louder in an obnoxious tone. I'm not mentally impaired, just couldn't hear your mumble. Wear their fucking masks under their noses. Just as pointless as having your dick hang out of your underwear. Show up at the beach and blast music. My friends and I once went to the beach and parked ourselves at this secluded area. There were a bunch of people there and they all contributed to the chill atmosphere around. Clearly everyone around wanted the quiet since 90% of the beach were full of kids and partying teens, but this one part of it. In comes this older dude seemingly passing through and blasting reggae extremely loudly. I like reggae and it was Bob Marley, so hey, I could have been more annoyed at the disruption. The dude however parked himself among us and stayed for a good while. I could almost hear everyone else groan. But it wasn't until the song ended and then went on repeat that someone quietly asked the man to lower his music. He was mad. Apparently everyone loved him playing and he could not hear anyone else complaining. Then a friend of mine sprung up and did the same. This idiot took 15 minutes to convince to leave and we were all so baffled by his lack of consideration for others. TLDR, dude blasting reggae on repeat in the quiet area of the beach had no situational awareness and got mad at us for pointing it out. Tell me details about other people's sex lives and or trauma when it's not important in some way about the people actually having the conversation. It's none of my goddamn business. I don't want to know, and you shouldn't be spreading this stuff around without their go-ahead. Also, sticking an iPhone in front of their kid in a relatively quiet area with the volume high. Either they give the child some fucking earphones or, better yet, actually interact with them. When they purposefully antagonize you, like playfully disagreeing with everything, mishearing things, etc., to irritate you. Once you're irritated, they get all defensive, like that wasn't the whole point. My so does this. I love everything about him. And I don't mind a little teasing and playfulness. But damn, it'd be nice if he could recognize when the people on the other end have stopped laughing or being in on the joke. He's getting better about it. But it would still be what I'd write down under, what's one thing your partner does that bothers you, if I was given one of those old magazine relationship quiz things or whatever. Post videos of themselves, friends helping homeless people. You don't need to film it. Just be a good person. Lol, I asked a friend who did that why he was filming himself doing it, and he said, it spreads awareness. You think people didn't know they can help homeless people before your video? People who get up extremely early in the morning by choice. Then get an attitude like everyone who's still sleeping is a lazy, unmotivated sloth. In addition to this, people who have to wake up early for work. But because they can't sleep in, means that you can't sleep in, and require you to wake up earlier than necessary because they said so. I get it. Your job gets bills, insurance, vehicles, and the house paid for. And I'm thankful for that. That doesn't mean you have to wake me up for school that I am unable to be late to. There is no reason to wake me up. At the very least, give me a legitimate reason to wake up early. Not a bullshit one or an insinuation of because I said so. I swear it's just out of spite or jealousy. Picking arguments over dumb things or being contrary just for the sake of it. Like flat earthers or anti-vaxxers. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. See you next time.